Hello, I'm Michael J. Auger, creator of the Allcento Tarot. This week, I'm taking a short break from my spiritual journey through the history and symbolism of the tarot. Be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you'll be notified when I post my next video in this ongoing series. The reason I'm taking a short break is I'm busy with some final preparations I'm making for a numerology talk I will be presenting for the Tarot Association of the British Isles and International Members, otherwise known as TABI. I'll post a link so you can find out more about that event in this video's description. I decided that this week I would take the A to Z Tarot Tube questionnaire suggested by Simon from the Hermit's Cave channel, and I thought I'd flip through some of my tarot decks while I answer these questions. So without further ado, let's dive in. A is for awakening. What sparked your spiritual or tarot awakening? My tarot journey began in the early 1990s when a friend gave me my first deck. It was the Witch's Tarot, otherwise known as the James Bond deck. I didn't know anything about the history or symbolism back then, but it didn't stop me from diving in and reading for myself on a completely intuitive level. And what a fun deck to start with. The whimsical illustrations by Fergus really resonated strongly with me and still does. It's a great deck. B. B is for beliefs. What core beliefs guide your practice today? I personally believe in a divine force that unites everything together. I believe the material world that we call reality is a reflection of this spiritual truth. I believe in art and magic, and these are the core beliefs that definitely guide me in my practice today. C is for cards. Which tarot or oracle deck do you feel most connected to right now? That would have to be the Allcento Tarot, obviously, the one that I created. And for me, it brings together all the different historical and esoterical ideas that I find the most interesting and inspiring. I tried to do my best to blend these all together and create a deck that would be easy to work with. And so for me, the Allcento is of course my favorite. D is for daily practice. Do you have a daily spiritual or tarot routine? I don't. I don't have a daily routine. However, I see the world in symbols, so spiritually, the tarot has a big presence no matter what I'm doing. I see the tarot all around me all the time. I don't often read for myself, but I do occasionally take the time to reflect on a card and meditate on it in a path-working way. But yeah, I just see symbols and symbolism of the tarot all around me all the time. So it's not really a routine, it's just ever-present. E is for evolution. How has your practice evolved over time? Well, as my knowledge grows, it influences me, and I'm learning new things all the time. Creating my own deck was the springboard that launched my career as a reader, and I provide readings and instructional courses, both online and in person. I'm also the in-house tarot reader at the Simple Life Metaphysical Shop in Frederick, Maryland. Shout out to Simple Life. My practice has definitely evolved. So, and I just keep learning every day, new things. F is for favorite, your all-time favorite deck, and why? Have to go with the Allcento, of course, but I'm also a fan of Type 1 Marseille style decks like the Noblet, and decks that are rich with esoteric ideas like the one created by Oswald Wirth. There's just so many wonderful decks in my collection that, I've got lots of favorites. It's not just the Allcento that I work with and love, but yeah, if I had to pick just one, the Allcento. G is for guides. Do you work with spirit guides, ancestors, or higher self? I consider each archetype of the major arcana to be a spirit guide, and I have a deep connection with all of those. So yes, I would see the major arcana cards, the triumphs, as the spirit guides that I work with. H is for healing. How has the tarot or spirituality supported your healing? In times of uncertainty and struggle, I've definitely found peace and comfort in spirituality and the tarot. Absolutely. Yeah, these cards are magical and can be very comforting. Intuition. How do you connect with and trust your intuition? I have a deep faith in the magical, so for me, it's somewhat easy to connect with the collective unconscious, be it through artistic sketching or through tarot reading. My trust in this power is strengthened each time I connect, so after years of practice, it's quite a strong trust indeed. J is for journey. Describe your tarot or spiritual journey so far. Well, I was raised Catholic, and while some aspects of Christianity resonate strongly, there are also aspects that I never quite felt right for me on a personal level. And as I became a teenager, I started to seek out a form of spirituality that connected with me on a deeper level. I gravitated towards nature-focused pagan religion due to its embracement of a goddess as well as a god. I felt that better balanced things. But I kept searching for something more personal. I've embraced aspects of Buddhism and Hermeticism and have deeply studied various occult philosophies. However, my spiritual path is a solitary one. K is for knowledge. How do you learn and deepen your understanding of the tarot? Well, I study the works of others and explore the correlations between different ways of thinking. I am constantly adopting what works for me on a personal level and give myself the freedom to disregard what doesn't work. But yeah, I'm learning all the time. L is for lessons. What's a powerful lesson the tarot has taught you? A powerful lesson the tarot has taught me is that we often willingly choose ignorance that is comfortable rather than having to face the light of truth. It's a choice to allow ourselves to see things differently, and the tarot provides a way to do just that. Cards like the Hangman illustrate this point perfectly. It's the ability to hang ourselves upside down, to see things differently, and choose to see the light. It's definitely vital that we do this. And so that's a powerful lesson that the tarot has definitely taught me. M is for myth or misconception. What's a common myth about the tarot that you'd like to debunk? A common myth is that the tarot was created as a game and nothing more. The truth is that we just don't know that for certain. And I'd like to remind the world that it's okay to believe in some things that cannot be proven one way or the other. For me personally, I believe that the tarot was created to be so much more than just a game. And it's important to have faith in some things. N is for now. What is your current focus in your practice or life? My current focus is on teaching and creation. I post regularly on this YouTube channel about the history and symbolism of the tarot, so please be sure to like and subscribe. But yeah, that's my focus right now, is on teaching and creation, and I'm guessing that probably always will be. O is for oracle. Do you use oracle cards? If so, how do they fit into your readings? And for me, no, I currently don't work with oracle cards. I haven't ruled out the possibility that I might one day, but it's not something I'm currently focused on. P is for purpose. What role does the tarot play in your life purpose? Well, the tarot has a huge impact on my life purpose. It blends together my lifelong passions for both art and the magical arts. The Allcento tarot has become my biggest success that has allowed me to connect with people all over the world, and I feel that the best is still yet to come. Q is for question. What's your favorite question to ask the cards? My favorite question is asking, what's being hidden from me? I'm one of these people that want to know all the secrets. So what's hiding? What's underneath the veil? I want to know. R is for ritual. Do you have any rituals before or after readings? Yeah, I like to light at least one candle, even if it's an electric one. I see that as a symbol of seeking enlightenment. And then after the reading, I'll turn off the candle or snuff it out. pinch it out, but never blow it out. I got to respect the elemental spirits, but yes, light it towards the beginning and snuff it at the end. S is for spiritual tool. Besides tarot, what other spiritual tools do you use? Well, let's take a look at my altar here. I have an athame, a cup, a wand, and a disc to channel the elemental energies. I also have a crystal ball, a scrying bowl, an oil lamp, and a bell. And in my studio, I have a bunch of art supplies like paint and brushes, which can also be thought of as spiritual tools. So yeah, I've got a lot of different accoutrements that I use in addition to the tarot. But yeah, tarot is definitely one of my favorite spiritual tools to use. T is for transformation. How has tarot transformed you? The tarot has transformed me into a deeper spiritual person. It's increased my awareness of the true reality beneath the illusionary veil of the material world. At least that's my faith. And so, yeah, it definitely has transformed me. U is for an unpopular or unique opinion you have about the tarot. Well, I hinted at this earlier, but I personally believe that tarot was designed as a tool to communicate esoteric wisdom and was disguised as a game. And this is my unverified personal gnosis, and because it can't be backed up with facts or specific proof, this opinion is unpopular with some, but it is something that I strongly believe, and popular or unpopular, I don't care. I'm sticking to it. V is for values. What values are important to you as a reader? I believe in empathy and kindness towards everyone. The only thing I am not tolerant of is intolerance. And I believe empathy and kindness is so important as a reader because you're unveiling big, heavy truths with these cards. And if you don't do it in a kind way, it can be very scarring. So it's important to be gentle and kind as you guide the querent through the uncovering of wisdom that they might be hiding from themselves, and do it in a way that they're going to be able to grow from it, grow from that wisdom. And speaking of wisdom, W is for wisdom. What's a piece of wisdom you've gained through the tarot? The tarot has granted me the wisdom of being able to see repeating patterns. And if I had to say one piece of wisdom that I've gained through the tarot that has made the biggest impact, I think is the understanding that peace is found in equilibrium. X is for X factor. What makes your tarot practice uniquely yours? I'm not sure there's anything that makes my practice of tarot completely unique. I'm just a channel, and there are other tarot readers out there that channel the same way that I do. But I've been told that I have an ability for making complex things seem simple, and I strive to provide both empathy and entertainment. So I'm not sure if that makes me 100% unique, but it's definitely something that I strive for. Y is for you. How do you bring your authentic self into your practice? Well, pretending to be something you're not never works out well in the long run. So the trick is to always just be yourself, be authentic. How do I bring my authentic self into my practice? How do I not? I don't pretend. I just be me. Z is for zenith. What would your highest expression or goal in tarot or spirituality look like? Wow. The highest spiritual goal is to rejoin with the One, which only truly happens after we depart our physical body. We're sometimes graced with a sneak preview of that, which has been described as Christ consciousness or Krishna consciousness, or connecting with the six sephira of beauty on the tree of life in the Kabbalah. But the quest is to reunite with the One, and the tarot helps us keep on the right path. And that's it. That's A to Z. The tarot questionnaire complete. Thanks, Simon. And thanks everybody for watching. I'll be back again soon. So until then, Brightest blessings on your spiritual journey.